Welcome students, this is the next video lecture on forensic application of TLC. So we've seen in the previous lectures on the different types of chromatography. We started off with paper chromatography, understood TLC, moved into column chromatography, the HPLC, GC, and we also studied the detection systems. Now we are getting into the forensic applications of each of these chromatography. We'll start off with thin layer chromatography's forensic application. Then we started off learning thin layer chromatography. We understood that it is one of the most simplest, most commonest chromatography techniques in all the laboratories, specifically forensic laboratories also. So it has a lot of forensic application in the field of forensic science, especially in the toxicology laboratory. So we'll just start off with how all we use thin layer chromatography in our science. So the basic of thin layer chromatography followed this pattern. We had a solvent system, which is the migratory phase or the mobile phase. And we had a thin layer of silica coated on a solid medium, which is our solid phase or stationary phase. The sample was potted on the stationary phase and the solvent or the mobile phase migrated through the solid phase, carrying the sample along. During this travel, the sample was separated into its multiple components based on multiple factors. They got separated into different bands or different spots or different regions, and we got a final TLC output, something similar to this. This is how the TLC works. Most of the chromatography they work this way, and we could calculate the retention factor and all that based on what we saw just now. So the different spots that we got, we could use the distances traveled by the different spots, that is the different solute samples or the different components of the solutes, and the total distance traveled by the mobile phase or the solvent phase. We used both to get our retention factor. So retention factor was the distance traveled by the solute divided by the distance traveled by the solvent front. The ratio became our retention factor, and retention factor is unique to each component of the mixture or each spot in the TLC band. So this is how we differentiate what these different components are in TLC. We've understood so far in TLC. So now we'll start to understand how we can put it into work for our advantage in forensic science. So the first application of TLC starts with plant poisons. So there are multiple plant poisons that you'll be learning as part of your toxicology lectures later on. So these plant poisons, they usually alkaloids, usually glycoproteins, glycolipids, kind of chemical structures, and they easily get separated on our TLC plate. We already learned that plant pigments get easily easily separated on our TLC plates. So, and also our paper plates. So we can separate plant poisons. So here you can see a list of so many plant poisons. Abrin, which is an active ingredient of Abrus precatorius, ricin, datura, brucin, strychnine, castor, digitalis, three oleanders, and calotropis also. We can separate using our simple TLC plates. You can see how the spots are also different. The retention factors are also varied in these in this one TLC plate. So usually in a laboratory, in a forensic science laboratory, you will notice a controlled TLC plate which is prepared each morning or up before each batch. All the known controls or the known plant poisons are migrated, are separated using a TLC. The control plate is maintained for that entire day or for that entire batch, and then test samples are run, and then retention factors are compared with this standard place or this control plate, TLC plate. So this is one big forensic application of a TLC, commonly seen in your toxicology lab to separate or differentially identify plant poisons. The next one is also quite similar, the next application, which is for pesticides. So pesticides also you will learn in your toxicology course. Toxicology of pesticides, we understand that pesticides are classified on the basis of their functional groups. They are either classified as organophosphates, Usual examples are parathion, malathion, organochlorides, chlorophos, DDT, all that come under your organochlorides, and then your carbamates, which is your Baygon, commonly used as a mosquito repellent, insect repellent at home. Then we have pyrethroids, which are cypermethrin and other pyrethroid pesticides. So these pesticides are becoming commonly used or abused as poisons, both suicidal poisons, accidental poisons, homicidal poisons also. So that becomes a major caseload in our toxicology, forensic toxicology laboratories. And there again, they can easily be separated and visualized on a TLC plate. Here you can see how parathion and malathion, even though they have a similar functional group, you can see how different the two major spots are. Organochlorides and carbamates and cypermethrin, just these examples, you can see how they are varying. So again, for pesticides, a control plate will be prepared every morning or before every batch, and then test samples will be compared with the retention factor of the test sample with the standard control plate, and the pesticide will be identified. Common way in which in forensic toxicology laboratories, pesticides are understood. So these two are plant poisons, and pesticides are very specific to forensic toxicology science. The other common application which I wanted to explain was in our question document section. A little diverse from what we've seen so far. So inks. So we can do ink analysis using TLC. It's a very simple technique to identify or find out which ink has been used, what type of dye is present in the ink, and we can also be able to compare between two different writings on two different documents based on our ink analysis. So ink can be extracted from the piece of paper, from the document that is questioned. That extracted ink can be separated using a TLC. Yeah, you can see how the bands are all different, even though the bands look almost close to each other. If you go for your RF value calculation, you're going to find differences, and you can have a control chart for different inks similarly, or you can run your questioned ink and your testing and your control ink at the same time, and you can identify if both of them had the same ink or use the same pen or not. So this is another common way in which the TLC is used in a forensic science laboratory. So we've seen three different applications: plant poisons, pesticides, and inks. There are more applications, but these three are very important applications that we need to remember. So as a takeaway lesson, so we need to understand that TLC is a very simple and common technique, separation technique, that is used in most laboratories, specifically in forensic laboratories also. The forensic applications, major forensic applications, are to separate plant poisons, pesticides in toxicology laboratory, and also inks in a questioned document kind of a scenario. These form the major forensic applications in of TLC.